Hi, Grace. How are you?
I'm good.
So, let's just get right into things. Get in your best posture. Maybe wiggle out a little bit, and get ready to sing. Oh, you look great. Okay, let's start here. Just a gentle hum. Good breath. Don't gasp for air this next time, okay? Take a nice. Okay, can you put your hands on your stomach and make sure that it doesn't collapse this time?
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. Okay, so do you see how your fingers are kind of curving in as you're going through the phrase? This time around, I want you to make sure that your fingers, like that, put your tips of your fingers on your stomach, and make sure that they never leave. So keep that kind of expansion and buoyancy in there. Start again here now. You don't have to breathe in time. Oh, that's a lot Okay, good. How did that feel when you changed the way you were breathing and just like the way you were breathing and like the way your body was helping you to breathe?
I think it was helping the tone maybe not be so pinched, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely released a little bit because you had more breath energy. Then I think that your tone got a lot freer. So I'm glad that you were able to recognize that. That's good. Let's go and do.
Can you do that one more time?
So staccato on the first two, and then a pentascale down.
Okay.
Do, mi, so, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, so I'm noticing that your upper body is rather tense, and I think that's in an effort to keep like an expanded chest and good posture. But like, know that your arms can be free. So this time when you're singing, I just want you to just like sway a little bit, and we'll see what they'll see. Like, it doesn't have to be aggressive. It doesn't have to be like so much. It just has to be enough that to remind your brain and and remind yourself that your body is still allowed to move. I think that's causing you to squeeze on the upper notes as well. So let's start. Your tone is sounding a lot more freer on the top. Can you work to breathe in through the same vowel you're going to sing on? So if you're going to sing on ooh, instead of taking your breath like, can you take your breath in through the ooh? Okay. Exaggerate it even a bit more though, because I think when you're thinking ooh, you're like, and you say ooh like we're gonna practice, you make it more pulled, but then when you actually go and say you, it gets a little bit more spread. So make sure that you're consciously thinking that ooh is gonna look more like this, as opposed to
more
rounded.
Okay.
You're kind of spreading it a little to the side. Let's go. I think like here. Aside from, I'll get back to this in 1 second, but I want to make sure that I congratulate you in like saying that your transition from your upper register to your lower register has become so smooth. I'm so proud of you. That's great. Woo! Amazing! Okay, so getting back to what you were just doing, how did breathing in through the vowel do you think affected your tone?
I think it made it a little bit more richer, and I think it also made it a little bit more consistent. As it went from higher to lower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you breathe in through the vowel you're about to sing, it kind of sets you up for success because you're already in the right place and you've taken your breath in the right place. So great. My next question for you is, in my understanding, there are 6 things I think that help us make sound and sing well. Let's see if you can get any of those 6 things off this list. I have them, but we're just kidding. No peeking.
So 6 things to help you.
So they're very, very, very easy. So parts of the body. So like one, I'll take one. Would be the jaw.
Okay, jaw.
Mm-hmm.
Tongue.
Yeah, the tongue.
Lip formation.
The lips are one.
Your lungs?
Yeah, the lungs are one. But these are things, I guess, more so that we can, to make the question a bit more specific, these are things that we can exercise through vowel and consonant work.
Okay. Teeth?
Yeah, the teeth. Oh, I can't raise that finger. I don't know why.
So that's 4?
Yes, that's 4. 2. There are 2 more. These ones are kind of harder. So
Is it one of the palates?
Yeah, it's not the hard one.
Soft.
The soft one. Okay, and then the last one's the throat.
Oh,
duh. So, we're going to go through and we're going to try to exercise these 6 parts, like our articulators and stuff, and so you get those warmed up. So let's start with the jaw, and for that we're going to go ya, 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 like Y-A. Ya, 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 ya. 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 Okay, now when I see this, don't force your jaw down, kind of let it just fall free.
Okay.
Ya, 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 ya. 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 Loser.
I feel like it's just tense.
Yeah. So,
how do you make it not tense going down?
I guess, don't quite, like, you're dropping your jaw, you're physically dropping it, so you're going to have some movement there, and there's going to be, like, tension, relaxation, I don't know, but you know what I mean, the muscles are going to tense and relax in order for that to happen. So, I think the best thing you can do to maybe make it more free is that instead of fixating on this movement, try and like move the head. You don't have to force your jaw all the way down, just like let it go as far as it wants to go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Say that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Are you still feeling? Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, really quickly go here. Or that might be a little high. Let's try it. Good. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Try that again. Breathe into the yaw.
Can you play the notes individually again?
Just kidding. Okay, good, Grace. The next thing we're gonna try to work. It does, but like, you know, I think you're getting up there and like the sound is clear and it's resonant. It has a lot of ping, and I think it's a good sound. So let's try to work those. We're gonna go ba 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 ba. Say it.
Ba 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 ba.
Ba 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 ba.
Ba 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 ba.
Okay. Same thing. That's not the same. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Okay, so what are you feeling about that one? Do you, what did you think of your, as we got higher, what did you think of your ability to like?
I feel like it maybe needed a little bit more air, because if I didn't use as much air, then it felt pinched.
Yeah, I agree, wholeheartedly. So to try to combat that, I'm going to put this back in the lip buzz. Remind us how much breath we need to really sing. Okay, so I want you to take in a breath. Hold on 1 second. And I want you to notice the space and the way it like, notice the space backwards when you take that breath. Go. Did you feel any, like, space backward in your head at all?
A little bit.
For me, when I breathe in like that and I take a nice, good, deep breath, I feel like it reminds me of all the space I have back here as the breath, like, rushes in and, like, goes back. So, it definitely is going to go down to your lungs, but, the path reminds me that there's a whole bunch of space back here. So, this time, we're going to sing Ba 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 again, and I want you to remember that there is space back here, especially when you approach those high notes. I think you're getting a little caught up in the ping and the forward resonance and kind of neglecting to remember that you have all of this space left in your head. It doesn't have to be just right here all the time. Okay, start here. Ba 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 ba. 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 Or we'll go down one. Try this one again and put your hand back here as you breathe in to remind you. One more. That attack was a lot better. It was a lot clearer. Didn't have the a little bit of the gargle before you got there. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try to do the teeth and we're gonna go ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta, and you feel your tongue go up against the roof, like the back of your teeth to make that noise. Let's go. Ta 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 ta. 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 Good. I was about to tell you to do that. That was interesting. Sure. Okay, great. We're gonna do the tongue. We're gonna go la 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 la. Can you put a little bit more breath energy behind it? remember your space. Let's try from the bottom. Let's go. Let's see if that helps a little. It's okay. Go back to just. Breathe in through your ah. Okay, we've got one more. Let's do na 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 na. And as you go na, allow your soft palate or squishy part to lift as you do that. You're already doing it when you're singing, but notice that how it gets lifted during this one. Na 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 na. 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 So I think one thing that I've been noticing as we've been doing all these exercises is that you have been, you are like really anticipating that top pitch, and you're trying to direct, like you're directing all your energy at it and all of your brain power, and like, cause you want it to be clear and open and free and beautiful, and I can see you thinking about it all the time. I think that it might help you to just like, let go. Just like go.
Well, that is so hard for me to do.
This time, just be, like, just notice, like, think about the space in your head, and don't think about, like, nailing it at the top. Just let it happen. Do this to reinforce that concept, and we're just gonna let it go. Or you know what? Instead of this, let's do this.
Okay.
So it'll be no. Except we're gonna do it right now. So of all the gestures we tried, what one do you think helped you free up the best? Because there were, like, you were getting up pretty high on those, and you were doing it pretty freely.
I feel like the one going up kind of
helped you better than the down one?
Yeah.
Okay, so as we do the one with the throat, we're going to do ha 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 ha. Use that upward gesture to remind yourself that it doesn't have to be like, it's not a science. It's like, It's an art. It's the art of letting go.
It's like Elsa.
Rearticulate the H. So your haws don't necessarily, while you are rearticulating that H, your haws don't have to be, they don't have to be so far away from each other. They can be like holding hands. They're like not in a line, standing straight. They're like holding hands, but they're still individual people.
Mm-hmm.
So. The middle one is what I want you to be doing is.
Mm-hmm.
You can still hear all those H's.
It feels like
you can still feel all your H's.
Dry, so I'm just
like, no, this room is really dry too. So take a second, get a drink, and let's try to approach that again with holding hand haws instead of standing in the line haws. Great, Grace. Okay, let's take out Beautiful Dreamer, and I want you to recount some of the things we talked about last week in regards to the emotion and the general mood of this piece. Give me 3 words that could describe it. It could be a phrase, could be like individual words, just 3 words that maybe we thought could describe it or that worked for you.
It's been a while. I think some of the words that we were thinking,
or new ones you're thinking of too, work too. Just 3 things that we can approach this run through with.
I think one of them might be kind of like love because it's one person singing to another person. Maybe urgency because they're really wanting the person to awake to them. No, I can't think of another one.
You want to phone a friend?
Yeah.
Maybe let's approach this like a lullaby this time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do the whole thing. We're gonna sing the whole thing through.
With the repeats?
We're gonna skip the repeats.
Okay.
Whole thing through, just the first verse. On words. And if we have trouble, we can go back to dog.
Okay.
But we're going to try it on words, and I want you to think of it as a loving lullaby.
Okay.
So it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful dreamer, wait
unto me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Sounds of the rude world heard in the day. Ruled by the moonlight have all passed away.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Beautiful dream.
That was my bad.
Queen of my soul.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Lest while I
That's okay. Move past it. Let's start at 13 again.
13.
This time, do you need to take a drink?
On. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, start at 13. And remember that does get up there. So throw a hand up in 15 to remind yourself that freedom. You don't have to, like, zing it.
Beautiful dreamer, queen of my soul. Lest while I rule thee with soft melodies, unheard the cares of life's busy throng. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It was this page turn.
Okay.
Can I start?
Let's do
19.
Yeah.
Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me.
Let's go just the last two measures of this. So do you think that like, so we've said beautiful dreamer, awake unto me so many times.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that one should sound?
I feel like it should be the most meaningful of them all because it's like the last phrase of the song.
I agree too. So how do you think that you can alter how you're singing it to make it feel more meaningful and more impactful?
Mm-hmm.
You could slow down. Down.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Tempo, dynamics.
Yeah. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. So, do you think you would want it to get slower or faster if you wanted to be more meaningful?
Slower.
Okay. And then do you think you want it to get... Do you think you want it to be more, like, tender, like, softer, or do you want it to be more, like a call, like, louder? Or do you think you want it to have a little bit of both? Have a little bit of rainbow arc in there?
I would say probably a little bit of a rainbow arc.
Okay, let's approach it that way this time. We'll start at 19, and then when you get to 21, do all the things you just told me you were going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. I could probably do better, but...
Yeah, I mean, that one sounded like it had more meaning to you. Let's do that. Let's do it again. I just want you to just go for it. Maybe, like, draw your phrase this time. Instead of, to, like, remind yourself that instead of going, beautiful dreamer, beautiful dreamer.
Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me.
That had a lot more connectedness, especially in the beginning. I think maybe in order to like ensure that you get through all of this, let's put a breath between dreamer and awake.
Okay.
Let's practice that one time right now.
Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me.
Okay, that stylistically was very good. I am hearing a lot of like excess like air and breath in your tone. Can we do what we were doing earlier? We were doing so well of using that breath energy to propel us through the phrase. Try those last 2 measures again with the same kind of breath energy we were using in the warm-up, especially the lip buzz. You know what? Let's lip buzz these last 2 measures. Sing it. Your turn. Put a little bit more hook into it. Me. Think of it as like having more body. I also feel like you're right now coming from me up here. You're like singing from here up. Sing with your whole body. Let's show you. Awake unto me. Awake unto me. Yes, Grace, that was better. Okay, let's do 19 to the end. And we'll fixate on applying everything we just talked about. What were they? Do you remember?
Making like the last couple of measures more tender, taking out less of the airiness, making it more like grounded.
Yeah, grounded and have more body. Good. And then what was the in between thing we talked about? You had to do an exercise for it. Yep, using more breath energy.
Yeah, breath energy.
Great. Okay, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Okay, that sounded really beautiful, Grace. I think the one thing of that little snippet that you could probably work to improve a little bit is that I'm wanting more on the of dreamer. You don't have to get off right away. Because right now you're singing, beautiful dreamer. Let it hang a little bit in the air. Maybe put a little bit of vibrato with it.
How do you do vibrato?
It just happens naturally. It just happens naturally by like using your free singing. You have it. Just like let your voice go.
Okay.
We'll try 19. Beautiful. Oh, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh. I'm so sorry. It's late.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I can restart.
Okay. I'll wait for you.
Moment.
Your time.
Okay.
Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. That was better. That sounded better. You know what? Let's go from the beginning. Sing it all the way through on words. And just enjoy singing it. That's your only job this time.
Okay. I'm sorry if I...
That's okay. Yeah. Just enjoy singing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sounds of the rude bird in the deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ruled by the moonlight have all passed away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful
thought measure 15 was a little bit
Good.
of a flub.
Do you want to go back and fix it?
No, it's
Okay.
okay.
That's great. That was a great way to end. Thank you, Grace. So, just to recap really quickly, do you think that, like, now you know the process of, like, if you ever, for whatever reason, like, you're teaching elementary school, had to learn a song to teach to a student, do you think you know how you would approach that vocally?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what I would do, just to talk at you for a second, just to recap of what we've done, we did it on a neutral syllable, isolated the melody, and then put in the words. When we were going through it, we tried to work on our sense of legato line. We worked on, I guess, navigating the voice through various pitches and pitch ranges. And you improved drastically on that, and I'm so proud of you for doing that. As far as, like, learning how to use your voice, and if you had to warm up your voice for, like, teaching, I know that, like, a lot of, like, me too, I've been educated recently on, like, how much you use your voice during the day when teaching, and I'm sure, like, even teaching band is going to be, is going to be very vocally taxing as well. So, do you feel like you have a couple warm-ups in your pocket that you could do if you needed to, like, sing, or you needed to, like, sing with your band, sing with your elementary students, anything like that?
Oh, yeah,
Remember,
absolutely.
I'll send you these, like, jaw, lips, teeth, tongue, soft palate, throat, and, like, the consonant vowel pairs that helped warm all of those things up. I'm proud of you. It was great. Okay. Thank you, Grace.
You're welcome. Happy to do it.